welcome to MASH on this Mashable's daily culture and entertainment show that gives you tomorrow's biggest news stories today, sponsored by Ally's Hardest Working Dollar. I'm your host, Lewis Dodley, who only uses cotton tampons, also known as Dory Greenberg. On MASH on this, we give you a quick rundown of what we think is the best the internet has to offer. So be sure to tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll get to them at the end of the show. Now, let's get into it. Okay, first of all, wow, Donnie Trump Jr. Congratulations, buddy. You did it. You finally got yourself a Time magazine cover, just like dear old dad. If you've been living under a rock or have purposely decided to cut daily news out of your life for mental health reasons, Jr. recently found himself boiling in a big pot of fecal matter. The New York Times obtained and published emails that show him arranging a meeting with a Russian lawyer with ties to the Kremlin during Donald Trump's campaign. However, before the Times could break the story, Jr. tweeted the damning emails himself, leaving the Times seething for more. And boy, did they deliver. Time magazine went all in by literally transposing the email text onto an image of Trump Jr.'s face. Donald Trump has stated that he believes his son is innocent, but we're not really sure if he's proud of his son's new claim to fame, since we know he just doesn't like sharing the spotlight. But moving on to a man who gives us some hope for humanity, Dreamboat Scottish tennis champ Andy Murray lost his Wimbledon quarterfinals match to American Sam Querrey yesterday morning. And during a post-match interview, a reporter stated that Sam Querrey was the first U.S. player to reach a major semifinal. However, Murray was quick to remind the reporter that he was factually incorrect. Take a look.
Sam is the first U.S. player to reach a major semifinal since 2009. How would you describe
male player?
I beg your pardon?
Male player, right?
Yes, yeah. First male player. That's for sure. How would you
Hey, sexist reporter, 2 words for you. Serena Williams. Do you even tennis, bro? Sadly, this isn't the first time Murray has had to remind reporters that female players also exist. Back in 2016, Murray had to correct another reporter who credited Murray as the first person to win 2 tennis golds at the Olympics. Again, 3 words this time, Serena freaking Williams. Okay, it's okay, Dory, just breathe. I'm sure they just weren't raised properly. It's incredible that even Andy Murray has had enough of this BS, and he's not even female. Anyway, Andy, baby, even though you lost, you'll always be a winner in my book. But you know Serena's #1 in there. You know it. Okay, like we said earlier this week, we are balls deep in Game of Thrones excitement. The premiere is only days away, so HBO has released a few photos to fan those hype flames. While the photos don't give much away, we're still happy as clams to have them. So here is what we are working with. First, there's Lyanna Mormont in the Great Hall at Winterfell, and there's some poor servant painting a map on the ground. The remaining brothers of the Night's Watch looking at something. We got that photo? You got it? No? Okay. And then here's Mira. There she is. And this is Daenerys. Of course, lovely Daenerys Targaryen. And the Grey Worm taking in the view of the Dragonstone, Dany's Dragonstone throne room, and finally, Brienne and Pod sparring. What? Are you disappointed too? We told you that they weren't great. Don't blame us. Blame HBO. It's little teasers. There have been plenty of stories about weird Tinder message exchanges, but rarely ever do they result in a fairy tale ending. Josh and Michelle were just 2 innocent young singles who matched on the dating app, but after it took her a full 2 months to respond, simply because her phone died, they ended up building on this hilarious bit where it takes them months and then eventually years to get back to one another. But then they offer incredibly lame excuses, like when Michelle says, "I've had a really busy week," after being MIA for half a year. Finally, things just got too silly for Josh, so he posted this Tinder exchange on Twitter where it quickly became viral. Of course, word got back to Tinder about it, and they reached out to the two potential lovebirds and offered them a dream vacation to anywhere in the world as long as they didn't wait half a year to decide on a place. And thankfully, the two were able to quickly decide on Maui, which is a pretty dreamy location if you ask me. We hope Josh and Michelle find true love on those gorgeous Hawaiian beaches. But what do you think? Do you think they'll be smitten, or will their relationship be lost at sea? Let us know in the comments. But not every dating app can provide the magic that Tinder apparently can, which is why some competitors are trying to bite some of Tinder's swag. Take Bumble, for instance. They have now implemented a clone of Tinder's most thirsty feature, which is the super like. Bumble is calling theirs the super swipe. Didn't even really try to differentiate there, huh, guys? This super swipe, like the super like, is a paid feature which lets a user let someone know that they really, really want to get to know that other person. I, like most people, read this as someone screaming, "Please love me," into the internet abyss. According to Bumble's blog post, they want this to be the digital equivalent of walking over to a complete stranger who you'd like to get to know, tapping them on the shoulder, and introducing yourself, which in 2017 is at best extremely forward, if not incredibly creepy to most people. But Bumble likes to think they are ahead of the curve, which is why they also released this video that's supposed to preempt the notion that this is not a super thirsty edition. Take a look. Cool. But here's the thing, Bumble. If someone is, as you defined it, hydrated, then they won't want to use this thirsty feature that costs 99 cents per person. This is exclusively for people who aren't comfortable with letting the chips fall where they may, and therefore are not hydrated. In fact, I kind of think this shows that Bumble itself is looking a little parched. But that's just my point of view.